Hello, name's Ben. Today's date is August 24th, 2020. Today I want to talk about Linux, its different variants, its use on computers, Linux, Linux, whatever you choose to call it. Just depends on where you are, the pronunciation. Linux was created by a group of computer developers back in the 90s, I believe. And it was based off Unix, which was developed by Bell Laboratories, AT&T Bell Laboratories. And Unix is a system that it's very low level. It's very hard to use. It uses difficult formats. Oftentimes you have to do a lot of steps to get it running. One time I got a Unix box to run X Windows, but it took like a week of researching and looking and installing everything. So what I do is I stick to Ubuntu Linux. And Ubuntu Linux is a distribution that you can download freely, burn to disk, or make a flash drive. You know, you have to enter your BIOS most of the time. If you're on Windows, you have to enter your BIOS. Okay, because that's you can often and when you restart a computer, say you have all your memory backed up to an external or a disk or a flash, whatever you use, you can load it, wipe Windows, and install Ubuntu Linux, either from disk or a flash drive. And Ubuntu uses what's called live disks, which loads into the RAM, the random access memory, and from there you're able to boot into the CD or the flash, depending on your BIOS settings and what kind of computer you have. And you can either install alongside Windows, or you can erase the disk and install everything. It's often advisable to have 2 drives in your computer, at least. And laptops, they're very difficult to fix on your own. You know, you need a professional to do it. I suggest, if you're starting out with computers, Linux and all that stuff, to get a desktop so you can actually open the thing, see what's inside, learn that way. But upgrading and maintaining computers, it's a good hobby. It keeps you out of trouble, keeps you busy. I gut computers for parts. I do all kinds of things to learn, really. Computer science is amazing when you get down to it. When you get to lower level programming, compiling code. I rarely ever compile code. Everything's already been compiled from the Ubuntu repositories. Those are servers that you can download using apt-get, or aptitude is the name of it. And you type in sudo apt-get and then the file of the name of the program you want to download, and it connects to the server. Then it downloads it and installs it on your computer. And it's a pretty simple process. You just need a sudo password. Okay, there is no root in Ubuntu. It's too dangerous. And Ubuntu I use it mainly for multimedia, for making videos, editing music, getting on the internet, watching flash videos, reading forums, and it's a pretty decent program. It's well rounded, and they sometimes send development versions to they release them, but there are releases called LTS, which stands for long-term service, and those operating system disks or flash or whatever you use, network installs, those are they're fully functional, and they're used to they have support for 5 years about. So if you need to get on say you want to sync your Google Chrome. You download Chromium browser with aptitude, and or you can do it in the software settings. And there are different variants of Ubuntu. There's L Ubuntu, X Ubuntu. Um, all these flavors is what they call them. That's what they call them on the internet, flavors or versions or distributions. There's also a lot of different kinds of Linux, not just Ubuntu. There's OpenSUSE, Fedora, Manjaro. You can use Unix, as I said. But the one I use the most is Ubuntu because of its ease of use, the ability to do very simple things. The command line, the terminal. You can format disks, flash drives. You can back up all your data to an external using the exFAT file system. When you use strictly Linux, you use a file system called extension 4 or extension 3. I use extension 4 because it's the newest one. It's very stable. And if you say you want to install it and you don't want to lose your memory, say you have a lot of memory on the computer, you just need to migrate. The best thing is to get the desktop and install an extra drive. You can go to the donation stores wherever you live. They have them, and they give you good deals on drives. Install a drive, a SATA drive, or rarely do you find IDE anymore. Everything before 2015 is obsolete, totally obsolete. You need an EFI partition now, which is either FAT or VFAT file system. And you can create it all manually, but the easiest way to do it is to install the live disk of Ubuntu and run it alongside. And Windows and Ubuntu does not work together. It simply doesn't. If you put Windows on your computer, like say you download Windows 10 for free from Microsoft, you can download it. It's just you can't secure it. Okay, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on it. They're just going to break in and get your password, get all your information. It's simply not worth it to get Windows. Linux is secure. Everything's encrypted. You can download programs for free. You can edit music, video. You can get online. You can do just about anything you do with Windows, but there is a slight learning curve. There is a learning curve. At first, if you're used to Mac or Windows, Macintosh is just simply too expensive, guys. Okay, you really can't you can't do it without spending a lot of money. I buy my computers. I won't spend more than $400 on a computer because just the systems that they sell it's ridiculous, man. Windows and Mac, to be using those systems. Okay, I'm running Ubuntu Linux 20.04.1 right now, and once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun, and you can get up in about 20-30 minutes with a full install. You can reload disks, you can destroy data, you can format everything, and that's about it. This is my first installation and talking about Linux. I'm going to go into greater depth about other things you can do or things you can experience with Linux and an internet connection. And that's about it. So, just a little talk. Thank you.